The New York Knicks are on the quest to get a superstar, and according to recent reports, they may be in the mix for one. Although, it may not be the superstar that you're thinking about. Because according to these reports, there is a mystery team in the Eastern Conference that is not the Miami Heat looking to trade for Damian Lillard. And according to one source, that team could be the New York Knicks. We're going to break down that report, look at exactly what it says, and see what it would take for the New York Knicks to trade for Damian Lillard today. We're going to break down this and so much more today. Let's get started. Could the New York Knicks be looking to trade for Damian Lillard? If you believe recent reports, that very well may be the case. We know that Damian Lillard has been looking to get out of Portland. He requested a trade out of Portland and listed the Heat as his preferred destination. Portland and the Heat have been trying to get a deal done, but unfortunately, according to reports, they haven't been close because Portland wants everything that the Miami Heat has, and the Heat don't want to give Portland everything. And until that happens, a deal is not going to get done. And thanks to Mark J. Spears of ESPN, he's an NBA insider, he stated the following: there's a mystery team in the Eastern Conference trying to trade for Damian Lillard. And according to an executive of the NBA who talked to NBA Analysis Network, that team could be the New York Knicks. When I read this report, I almost dropped to the floor. I could not believe it. Not because it's Dame, not because it's a superstar. It's because the New York Knicks don't need any more guards. They are flush with guards already. I know what you guys are going to say in the comments. Oh, it's Damian Lillard. It's one of the best guards in the NBA. Why wouldn't you want to trade for him? Later in the video, we're going to get to why I wouldn't want to trade for Damian Lillard. But as of right now, trading for Dame, in my opinion, is not a great idea. Especially because he stated he wants to go to Miami. He only wants to go to the Heat. If you trade for him, it's a rental. It's temporary. You're going to give up assets, and probably significant assets, to get Damian Lillard on your team. And he's not even going to stay for the long haul. He wants to be in Miami. Once that contract runs out, or once he can force a trade out of New York, if he even gets traded here, he's going to go to the Heat. And then once he goes to the Heat, the New York Knicks would have given up assets for nothing. Now they have nothing to show for it because Dame is out of New York. We don't have any assets to talk about anymore. And it's going to take even longer for the New York Knicks to get more assets to try to make another superstar trade happen. That's why, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense for the New York Knicks to trade for Damian Lillard at this point in time because they have so many guards already. The answer is not at the guard position. The answer, in my opinion, is at the wing or at the center position. That's the spots you want to upgrade at. I know how good a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Damian Lillard could be. I know offensively, they would be one of the best duos in the NBA. In the entire league. I'm telling you, I understand that. I know how good Dame is. This is not a knock toward Dame. This is more of a knock toward the Knicks. We don't need to trade for guards. We don't need guards, even superstar guards like this. We don't need them. There are other positions that we could get better stars at, superstars at, that could help the Knicks get to the next level. I don't think Dame right now, if the Knicks trade for him, get the Knicks to the next level. But let's look at what this NBA executive told NBA Analysis Network when he was talking about the New York Knicks and why he thinks they're the mystery team in regards to trading for Damian Lillard. He said there are a few teams talking with Portland about Lillard in addition to Miami. The Knicks could be the main mystery team that everyone is talking about. A huge goal for New York is finding a way to land Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Lillard and Giannis have wanted to team up for quite some time now. That scares me a little bit. Everybody knows that if Giannis becomes available, if he asks out of Milwaukee, if he doesn't sign that extension like he stated, the New York Knicks are going to be one of the main teams calling, trying to trade for him. Having Lillard on your team can only help those efforts. So in that regard, it does scare me a little bit. And if this NBA executive believes that the New York Knicks could potentially be that main mystery team that Mark Spears is talking about, that potentially could lead to the New York Knicks trading away a lot of assets in order to get Dame. A trade that they don't need to make because they are good at the guard position. Trade for a center. Trade for a wing. Trade for a superstar in one of those positions if you want a superstar. Don't trade for a superstar in a guard, because if you have to give up significant assets for Damian Lillard, who only wants to play in Miami and nowhere else, why do it? It just doesn't make sense to me, and it won't make sense to me if the New York Knicks are found out to be that mystery team. So I hope other reports come out to go ahead and say that the New York Knicks are not that mystery team. Because if this NBA executive is correct, and the Knicks trade for Damian Lillard and give up assets for somebody who doesn't want to be a New York Knick, who clearly wants to be in Miami, I am going to be fuming at that trade. Trust me when I say that. Even if the Knicks want to go after Giannis, you don't sign Dame and then hope Giannis asks out and then hope if that happens, he'll choose the New York Knicks because you have Damian Lillard. That's not how it works. That's too many ifs, and I don't like that. It doesn't make any sense to go on hope. We did that with LeBron James so many years ago. Did that work out for the New York Knicks? I'll answer that. No, it didn't. He went to Miami, just like Damian Lillard wants to do. So why are we going to get in the middle of that? Why are we going to stop that? Why would we trade away significant assets to make that happen? To make that happen on a wish, on a hope, on a prayer that Giannis potentially asked out of Milwaukee and potentially comes to the New York Knicks. Too many ifs, too many potentiallys for my book. I don't like it. However, one of the main questions comes to mind is, what would it take for the New York Knicks to trade for Damian Lillard today? What would that trade look like today? Well, thanks to Andy Bailey of Bleacher Report, we do have a proposed trade that he offered in regards to how the New York Knicks could get Damian Lillard. Here's the trade. The New York Knicks would give up R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Evan Fournier, a 2024 first-round pick from Detroit, a 2025 first-round pick, and a 2027 first-round pick, likely unprotected from the New York Knicks, in order for the Blazers to trade away Damian Lillard to the New York Knicks. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a lot to give up for a player that does not want to be in any other market than Miami. Why would you give away R.J. Barrett, 2 unprotected picks, and other players, even if you want to get off of the Evan Fournier deal and you're selling me on that's the only way to do it? Why would you do that for Damian Lillard? Again, a guard who you don't need, number one, and number two, for assets that you have to give away that are basically for a rental because he's going to leave and go to Miami as soon as possible. Not only that, let's talk about fit. I did say early in the video I was going to talk about this. But before I do, let's get to Andy Bailey because he beat me to it and he talked about it as well too. Bailey states, and while the fit between Lillard and Jalen Brunson would be far from perfect, that backcourt would probably be too small to lead an average defense. The offensive firepower would be terrifying. The presumed starting five would be able to do plenty of damage from the outside with Brunson, Lillard, and Quentin Grimes, while keeping Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson would allow the Knicks to preserve their identity as a team that can dominate on the offensive glass. That's a good take by Andy Bailey. I do agree with some points, but let me say this. We've kind of seen a backcourt like this already. Remember Dame and CJ? Dame and Brunson would likely be a little bit similar, only that Jalen Brunson is a lot better than CJ, especially with his footwork in the paint. So let's put that out there. But other than that, even though they would be one of the best on offense in terms of duos in the league, defensively, they would be poor. Tom Thibodeau being the head coach, I don't know what he would do with that backcourt. I don't know how he would try to incorporate other players around that backcourt to try to hide that defense while trying to ride the wave of that offensive momentum that they're going to give you. Because again, let's not get it wrong. Jalen Brunson and Damian Lillard in the backcourt is going to be lethal. It's going to be a problem for every single backcourt that goes against them. But defensively, they are going to be a liability. So that's something to think about. And fit. What about fit? Is Jalen Brunson the same Jalen Brunson if Damian Lillard's on the team? Because to be Dame and to have Dame time, you need Damian Lillard to have the ball in his hands. And what does Jalen Brunson do a lot? when he has the ball in his hands, he thrives, especially in the paint. So you're going to give those opportunities to Dame. I'm not saying it can't work. I actually think it can. I'm just saying if Dame doesn't want to be here, number one, if he wants to be in Miami, if you have to give up significant assets to get him, if it's a rental, if it doesn't exactly fit, if it's going to be a liability on defense, do I have to keep going? There are so many reasons why this trade doesn't work that's why the New York Knicks shouldn't do it. So I am hoping and praying that this source, this NBA executive that spoke to NBA Analysis Network, is just hearing things from other people around the league, but hopefully there's no smoke to it. I hope the New York Knicks are not that mystery team looking to trade for Damian Lillard. Let the Miami Heat and the Portland Trail Blazers work it out. Let the Heat get fleeced on this deal. Let the Heat give up everything in this trade for Dame. Let it not be the New York Knicks. The Knicks need to wait patiently for a wing or a center superstar to become available. And then once that happens, once that player becomes available, then and only then should they pounce. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But until next time, Knicks fans, peace.